Hi, my name's Fenghan. Today I will answer IELTS questions in giving opinion. Practice. The first question is, what do you think is the best way to learn foreign culture? Obviously, the best way to learn about culture is to go there and experience it. If you can get a feel of the culture firsthand, it will be a lot easier to pick things up. But I also believe that you can learn a ton about other cultures just by reading books about them. Reading about people's experience in foreign lands, it's the next best thing to being there. The second question is, do you think that reading is the best way to know about a culture and why? Yes, of course, because reading books helps us a lot about everything about the country so that we can share everything about our country, and it helps us to know a little more knowledge about history. For example, to be a member of a country, we must know everything about our country. The third question is, do you think family relationships are important, and say why? Family relationships are very important. It helps family members bond and talk to each other more. The relationship between grandparents needs to be closer and more emotional because all the grandparents should also spend more time with their children. For parents, they need to spend more time with family, children, and put work aside. For example, because my uncle didn't spend much time with his children and family members didn't have harmony and conversation, now the relationship in the family is cruel, so is the family in reality. Question 4. Do you think people should be responsible for their own parents? Yes, because of the rough behavior that parents haven't handled. They are responsible but need to be considerate, and we are not responsible for each of our bundle, but also the members and then the society. Question 5. Do you think people will live in an extreme environment in the future? No, because if people knew about the sector now, it would reduce cleanliness, an action that would help everyone and the environment, limit emissions of dust and smoke, that will help the earth to be a green tree. For example, the community where I live always dumps garbage in the right place and cleans up the dirt. Now they have contributed a part to a cleaner environment and have a positive signal in protecting the environment. Question 6. Do you think that people in the countryside are more friendly than people in the cities? Why? I think rural people are friendlier than urban people because the countryside is a place where life is less stressful, always peaceful and inclusive. People living here depend on nature. Life is light and there is no rush. So rural people are always integrated and close. On the contrary, urban people rely on more modern things, a busy, noisy life, a life that is not calm, always tense, struggling. For example, because in the countryside, labor is much more productive, so there are many things to share, while in cities, people always get what they want, refuse to yield to anyone, and quarrel with each other. Question 7. Do you think everyone shares a similar definition of happiness? Happiness is in each person differently. Its simple fact is that we all have different life experiences and we all have different interests and many other things. We all like different things to varying degrees. All of those things make up different things that make different people happy, and there are also reasons that make their own personal reasons. For example, my brother is very excited when he achieves his dream of getting an English certificate. Question 8. Why is it hard for some people to express their feeling? Some of the reasons are because they don't like, they don't have a time, and they hesitate and are afraid to express it. And for example, my uncle is very afraid to confess his feelings to my aunt because he is afraid of not marrying her. Question 9. Why do you think people these days are not as open as those in the past? Because the old days society wasn't very advanced, so they always had to get close and contact with people. Nowadays they have smartphones and or electric things to, so they rarely go out to talk to each other instead of them texting, but this way it will help you shine away in communication. For example, my friends in class doesn't talk much or just sits in class, so when he goes out he doesn't open up and talk to anyone. The final question is, do you think relaxing is a waste of time? No. Rest is very important and necessary thing for the things we do hard and a lot. Rest helps our brain to relax more, even though you have a little time to work. We still have to rest and eat right on time, and rest is an easy thing that we do every day. For example, in a day you don't sleep, eat, you will be exhausted and have no capacity to work. Thank you for listening. See you again.